Matt's got the magic touch.
The magic touch.
Or Marty, sorry, fuck.
You're fucking fried.
Marty.
Magic touch.
You got the touch.
We got Dan back.
You got the touch.
As always, Dan has returned for a Marvel movie.
Oh yeah, I mean that's actually crazy. I didn't even think about that. The fact that it's like literally every Marvel film, because I haven't had time to do one of these in months,
bro.
And then it's literally the first Marvel film. Love you too, bro. Literally
Stands
the first
back.
Marvel film since Fantastic Four last year.
Yeah.
It's been a calendar year since there's been an MCU
Has it really been
film.
that long?
Yep.
That was the last Marvel movie?
I thought so, right? Fantastic Four, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah, because there's been
Daredevil,
Born Again, but that wasn't a
yeah.
movie.
Yo.
Yeah. So the last
And Wonder Man.
which also was
But
a
yeah,
show.
it's like I don't think any
because I remember
movies.
we talked about that because when we saw Fantastic Four, we were talking about how crazy it was that there wasn't going to be
Thunderbolts was before Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that was
right?
last. That was
February
last.
yeah, something like that. Interesting. Well, do you
We're
want to say what we're here to review today?
We're here to review Spider-Man.
What's this one called?
Spider-Man
No pressure.
4. That's right. It's
Spider-Man
Four
Pizza
with
Time.
Toby.
the one that never
Spider-Man
was.
Pizza Time.
No, but actually, Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yes.
The 4th MCU Spider. It finally happened. The curse has been lifted. We've gotten a 4th Spider-Man film.
That's a good
And
point.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
We're not even gonna beat around the bush. This shit.
Holy crap.
If you're a nerd like we are,
It's got a little something for everybody.
yeah, I think you're really gonna enjoy this film. I think we're still kind of in awe and just kind of
We're fresh.
Like, I don't
we're
wanna
fresh out of the viewing.
I don't want to glaze the shit out of it because, like, obviously, there's a lot of factors to consider here. There's
Like how long has it been since we've seen the movie at this point?
like
2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Not
very
even.
fresh.
It's very fresh.
It's
Not
like
even
been, like, 1
an
hour,
hour and a half,
right?
maybe.
Yeah.
And also, recency bias, and also like the fact that it's been so long since we've had an MCU film. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. It felt like old Marvel.
It
really did. It felt like it's especially with the crowd's energy.
Oh,
yeah.
Like very
That was great.
active crowd.
Yep.
Everyone came out for Spider-Man to the surprise of nobody. Most packed
This
theater
year
I've been in.
has been really great for the theater experience.
Yeah. Mhm.
I feel like I've been missing
Since,
this
April.
literally.
It's just been nonstop. There's been a blockbuster in theaters
Kind of
every
since
week.
like Project Hail Mary, basically, right?
Which is
Yep.
so good.
Which was April,
We
right?
love that.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Go support your local theater.
Yeah, for sure. And make sure, for God's sake, if you want to see one of these new blockbuster films opening night, buy your ticket early.
Yeah.
Because they're selling out. Every single movie.
yes.
Yep.
Doomsday's selling out. Spider-Man was basically sold out.
Yep.
So not only are
Odyssey
you
was tough to get.
Yep. So
We
not
wanted to
only if
go-
you go to Thursday, you're like one of the first people to see it, but like as we said with Odyssey and stuff like that, it's like for weeks it's sold out now. So if you actually get to be the first one to see it, and you don't have to wait weeks to
Yeah.
get your next
Even
chance
Obsession.
to see it.
Even Obsession, I had
Yeah.
a little bit of a struggle to actually get tickets.
You said it was like a full
for.
theater when you saw
It
that,
was
and it was
full
like
theater
weeks after it was
every
out,
time
right?
I went.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
That's crazy.
I think I talked about it in our group chat when I went to go see it, like, because I was late to the fucking party on that one. I didn't see Obsession for like a month and a half.
So good.
And I kind of felt like a dumbass
Yeah.
after I saw it for waiting that long because it
feel
was
that.
so fucking good. And I remember I went to like my local cinema on a Tuesday, like at 6 p.m. It was packed.
Yeah.
It was like, I think it was to capacity, which those theaters aren't that big, so it was probably like 100 people, but it was a lot of people on a random Tuesday for a movie that had already been in theaters for almost 2 months at
Seriously.
that point.
Yeah,
That
because
was
isn't that
the
like a
same
small
experience.
theater with only like 5
Yeah.
screens or something?
Something like that. It's
Yeah.
like 4 or 5, yeah.
So it's like the fact that it was still in that theater like a month and a half after it
And
was
still
out.
full.
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway,
Might be the same case with this movie.
might be the same case
I
with
hope
this one, because
so.
I think honestly, like, positive word of mouth based off of the reactions I heard in that theater
Yeah.
and talked to people outside of it is going to do a lot for this film. It was already going to make a fuck ton of money. It's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's like a money printer, dude. It's like, oh, we
Literally.
need money.
Not to mention you're following up one of the craziest like movies that they had kind of recently with like No Way Home.
Yep.
Like that was also a major.
When did that come out? Was that 2021 or 2?
That was 2023.
Oh, really?
That was
It was only 3 years ago.
because that was after Multiverse of Madness, which was 22.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I thought that was right before Multiverse of
I'm
Madness.
almost certain, or maybe it was right before.
Because then they have like...
it has been a long wait.
It feels like forever.
Yeah.
Was it 2021? Damn. Well, that would make sense because I know
COVID time fucked everything
Far
up.
From Home was 2019. That was right after Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then COVID. Yeah, COVID time did really fuck
Right?
everything
It really
up. That's
did.
probably
Was that
what.
2 years ago or 5?
Fuck it. Let's find out right now.
Yeah,
I
honestly.
think you're right. I think it
Place
was
your bets,
2021.
guys. Place your bets.
I think it was 2021. I think you're totally right.
No, dude, I feel you though because like my brain
I don't
is
actually
going
remember.
like 2022, but then like
Yeah, it's 2021.
okay, well, yep. But it was like
December
December, right?
17th, yep.
Yeah,
Hey, that's the same day Doomsday's coming out.
dude.
Doomsday.
Doomsday that
Doomsday,
day.
dude.
Doomsday.
Well, just like Dune and Odyssey, we also get a lot of the same cast members.
Tom Holland and John Bernthal.
Yeah, and Zendaya.
Oh my
Which-
god.
Fucking immaculate, by the way. Tom Holland and John Bernthal had some spectacular chemistry.
Yep.
I kind of thought that
was-
was going to be the case, but like,
That was my
It
favorite
brought
part of the movie.
tears to my eye.
Yeah. I
I know.
honestly.
It almost made me tear up at points.
It was
Just getting
everything I've
Punisher
been
and
waiting
Spidey.
for.
yeah, dude. Like,
and
I
just
even,
like the emotional beats with them too, which like we're not going to talk about because as you guys know,
yes, spoiled it.
spoiled it. We won't spoil it for you until the end. We'll give you a warning.
Yep.
But like there were some moments with those characters that like almost like made me tear up, and I think it was really well done too because like it didn't feel forced. Like
Yeah, it
as
wasn't,
we
like,
know,
phoned in.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like that's hard to do with Punisher. Like he's like a not very emotional. Like he's extremely emotional, but then also like really not emotional at
Yeah.
the same time. If you guys you kind of get what I
No,
mean.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Like
so-
almost like it's because we're used to the Frank Castle, like John Bernthal, like, "Bruh," you know, like
Yeah.
the death roars. And He's always
Exactly.
angry and brooding, but it's like when it comes to actually being like vulnerable
Yeah.
emotionally, he's not really known for that.
Yup.
Because that's just he's kind of like closed off, which is just like part of his character.
And it didn't feel like it was like a new side of that character that we saw, but like it didn't feel like a departure. And like I think as many people were when it was first announced, I was a little worried like how they were going to pull that character off with PG-13.
Yeah.
And they
I think a lot of
fucking
people were.
nailed it. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
He didn't feel toned down at all.
I'm sure
Yeah.
not everybody will agree with that either. Like, I'm
No.
sure there's people that are going to be like, this isn't my Punisher.
Yeah.
And, like,
And that's
One
fine.
thing I will
to each their own.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
I'm sure everybody has their points and, like, it's a, reasonable.
yeah.
It's reasonable.
What Marty's trying to
But-
say is he's not blowing people's heads off in this
Yeah.
movie.
Right.
But I
We
don't
don't-
think anyone should have realistically expected him to do that
No.
in a Spider-Man film.
But he tries.
Yeah, he definitely tries.
He definitely tries.
But
Frank!
is that
No killing people!
is that kind of a spoiler or like not really to say that like he doesn't kill anyone in this movie?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
think
think
it's
so
pretty
either.
expected that this is
Yeah.
going to be the case. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if you're
Depends on how
expecting
you view
that,
it.
if you're expecting that it's like we said, PG-13. We don't get Punisher blowing people's heads off, stabbing people. It's just not that sort of project.
Yeah.
But what you do get is the most it's ever felt like a Marvel comic with that.
Yeah.
Just almost with any Marvel movie, but then especially with that character,
Mm-hmm.
with just seeing him cross over with fucking Hulk and Spider-Man.
Finally, because I mean, this is
and,
Punisher's
like,
first appearance in an MCU film.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say since he's been Punisher in Marvel for what, like 13 years now?
Yo.
Because season 2 of Daredevil was 2013, right?
I think so,
Or
yeah.
14?
Yeah,
So it's been like 12 or 13 years that he's
Yo.
been Punisher, which is quite a run.
I know,
That's
right?
impressive. That's like about as long as RDJ was Iron Man.
and like he's getting up there with how many appearances he's made
Yeah.
in like MCU projects, like
And
like
not even in
RDJ.
his own show.
Yeah.
He appears in shit other than his own show more often than he appears in
know.
his own show at this point.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Well, that might be the route Marvel just takes with him.
Yeah, he's just kind of like there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at least with Daredevil, if you want the R-rated Punisher, you're getting that more
Yep.
with Daredevil because that is a very mature show.
Yep.
And we do see Punisher, getting in bloody battles.
I mean,
still.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. And to what you said, that was absolutely something that I felt too, because I remember even saying it to you on the car ride back. That I was like, it was the most that a Marvel film had ever felt like a comic book came to life.
Right?
It to me. I kind of felt that way with Multiverse of Madness too. That's always been a Marvel film that I think I've enjoyed more than a lot of people I talk to.
I actually like that one too.
Yeah,
surprisingly,
just because
there's its issue. It has its issues. I won't disagree.
Yeah.
Like, people definitely have their points.
And I think it was also one of those movies like where we kind of saw it, or I don't know, maybe not you guys, but like I was a little disappointed when I saw it, but also like you guys just said, I'm like, this is still a good movie though. Like, I didn't hate it.
It felt like a great Doctor Strange story, which is all I really liked.
The problem is people were expecting too much.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, Iron Man.
They're expecting,
and Toby. And,
they're expecting Toby. They're expecting Tom Cruise, Iron Man. They're expecting like. And then again, like it's the Multiverse of Madness, so like maybe there should have been, and like I thought that there was a decent amount, but this isn't a review about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
No.
But it does segue nicely into something else I wanted to say too. Is expectations for this film? It's not No Way Home.
No,
you know you're not going to have No Way Home caliber cameos, but there are some cameos that are actually pretty well done.
Yeah,
and they're baked into the story. They're not one-offs. Like they're actually
some that I don't think people even really like. I was talking to you about it, and I won't get into it yet because I think it's kind of a spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you'll know about it when I bring it up later.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can bring it up kind of like dancing around it, or like you obviously not saying
it's
like a certain
specific to
character?
like Mark Ruffalo. I'll just say
interesting.
it's specific to like him and like kind of how they pulled him off in this.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, like that was one thing, and it's not the movie's fault. It's like just every Marvel movie or superhero movie or just most movies in general have this problem. But like, I wish there was some things they didn't show in the trailer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like they had that shot in the trailer where like Spider-Man was pulling Punisher.
Yeah.
And then like Hulk's like jumping over them and everything.
That would have been sick to have like, oh my god,
and
like,
we were
still was badass.
Yeah, we were still freaking out because obviously it's extended,
incredible,
and like the whole sequence was awesome when you see the whole extended sequence and the full sequence with the actual movie. But I was just like, damn, that was a shot right there where like if they hadn't shown that in the trailer, man, like this would have been such a surprise scene. And like,
Frank, you're a little out of your depth here. You're fighting the Hulk.
Yeah, and they spoiled that in the trailer too.
Yep.
Where he says that thing to him of like, you just don't want to fight Hulk, do you, or whatever. Like they had that in the trailer, and it's like, guys, don't show. I get you got to show off the movie and get people interested, but like,
yeah, it's a hard balance to strike. Like there's a balance between like showing stuff off to get asses in seats, and then also like keeping. You can't show your whole hand.
Yup.
And I think they did a decent enough job.
No,
with that,
they did.
But
they were like, I guess like the cards that they were kind of keeping more to their chest were mainly with like the Sadie Sink character.
Which I was about to say, it kind of sucks that like we can't talk about Sadie Sink at all until the spoiled part, because that's kind of like a big part of the film, as everyone would imagine. Yeah, it's like we can't even fucking talk about Sadie Sink, so we're just not even going to touch on that.
Yeah, we're not touching on that at all.
I loved her performance.
Oh, she was incredible
as her character.
Yeah.
That's all we can really say.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
I liked her dynamic with Spider-Man.
Well, we can still talk about it without like revealing it. Obviously, there's going to be more we touch on later, but like, did you guys like her performance like the whole way through, or did like she grow on you like more as it went on?
I think her performance was pretty solid from the start, honestly. I think that the way that they handled her was a little weird. Just trying to
she doesn't make her full appearance until like
super mysterious and like hidden the whole time, like not the whole time, but like for a bit,
like half the film,
for like half of the film. Like I don't understand why they kind of took that approach with her when it's like, I don't know. I just didn't think the reveal was as
well. I feel I can't really say what
jarring as
I can't say what I want to say because it
but
kind
also,
of just gives it away.
Like we kind of got it sort of spoiled for us going into the movie, which is also hard to like kind of balance. Like we were saying, like with just how the
plot
internet
leaks,
is, and
the
like,
internet, just like
people
being nerds and kind of maybe getting
people
a hunch.
on the runway, talking.
Yep.
Spoilers.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yep.
So yeah,
that's all we'll say about that.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds too. Yeah.
But I will say, like, I did like her performance as like this mystery character, and like
she was great.
Yeah. And like I think I did like that's why I asked you guys that though, because like I feel like at the start like that's why I'm interested to rewatch this again too, because I'm like I feel like at the start with us being pretty sure of knowing who she's probably gonna be, but still not knowing 100% because we haven't seen the movie yet, obviously, like when we started watching it. I was kind of like wasn't sure if like the character that we thought she might be playing, if like it was really working. Based on, and it's not the character she plays is not a character I'm very familiar with, and I think even a character that some Marvel fans would be very familiar with, but then others are going to be like me and just aren't very familiar with and everything. So
it actually surprises me,
really,
without saying who it is.
Yeah.
But it's just a little surprising to me.
Yeah.
But then again, I know you've always been more of a DC guy.
Yeah.
When it comes to comics.
Exactly.
Growing up. So that actually isn't too surprising in that sense. Because if you're a Marvel guy at all, you've heard of this character.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I knew of the character. It wasn't
super familiar.
Yeah, it wasn't like Guardians when we first saw that where I'm like, who the hell
are these guys? Yeah.
But I don't know enough about this character.
I'm Star-Lord, man. Come on.
To be like, I was like, have they ever done a version of this character like this?
Yeah.
Like do you know?
No.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, no, they do a lot of switcheroo and a lot of interesting choices that are not associated, which is actually makes it a little easier to talk about because it's not very cookie cutter. But I just had to say I didn't even think about how funny that line is retroactively from the first Guardians film when he's like, "Who?" Because everyone else was probably reacting like that too. They're like, "I don't know who the fucking Star-Lord is." Like, what? Now everyone knows who Star-Lord is.
Everyone keeps doing that throughout that first one.
Yeah. But anyway,
come on, man, Star-Lord, legendary outlaw.
But so everyone's been also talking about like this one is a bit darker than the last couple ones.
It's interesting because I would say overall No Way Home actually for me was a lot darker.
That's what I was gonna say, is that like I feel
at least at like one specific instance, like the part with Green Goblin killing Aunt May and like all that other shit, like that was probably like the darkest I've ever seen a Spider-Man film get.
No, for sure. And that's why I was surprised like when I saw everyone saying that, because like I still think
there are dark moments.
There were dark moments, but there was a lot of like...
It's actually a really light tone.
Yeah.
It's a very hopeful movie.
Or that's what it is, is that it's like ultimately at the end of the day though, like there's dark parts, there's also light parts. But at the end of the day, like you just said, I would say it's a very hopeful movie.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of a feel-good movie too, like even though like without spoiling anything, it doesn't have like an ultimate like feel-good ending or something like that either.
Kind of.
You know what I mean?
I feel like it kind of ended on a high note.
Yeah.
But not like a super in-your-face, like everyone lived happily ever after. Like there's still a lot of question marks.
Yes.
Which I appreciate because they're kind of leaving it open to explore a lot of the plot threads they left untethered.
And like just let that shit cook. You know what I mean? It's like don't just be like, oh, like let's do this because like everyone wants this. It's just like yes, sometimes people want certain characters to interact and stuff, but like you have to really let those things breathe and come about naturally, not just be like, oh, like it's all resolved.
Which, to that point, it's actually impressive they were able to do what they did with Spidey and Punisher because like this is the first time they've ever been on screen together, but like you could tell from the trailers, and it's still true in the film. They're talking to each other because it's kind of like a time skip. They imply that Spider-Man's been doing his Spidey thing for a couple years, and he's been just kind of like rolling solo, just doing like the New York thing. So obviously the idea is that like him and Frank have crossed paths a few times. Because they're talking to each other like old buddies, like bickering and shit, and making references to things that no one's ever seen.
So it's almost like as
Staten
if
Island shit.
like because like,
oh come on, you're gonna bring that up.
Weirdly, this seems to take place like right after Daredevil. season 2 because
otherwise the city would be in chaos.
Well, actually, it's not really a spoiler because they show it in the trailer once again, but there's a character that's in Daredevil Born Again season 2 that's the mayor in this. Mm-hmm. And so you have her character coming back.
You already know Fisk has been outed.
Yes, exactly. And so it's like you have that element of the story. So it's like...
Because like when he's getting the key to the city or whatever, and it's her giving it to him.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're like, well, obviously this takes place after Daredevil Born Again season 2.
Makes you wonder where the fuck Spidey was during
Born Again season 2.
Kind of like, a bit of a gaping plot hole when you think about
it. But like, I guess the assumption is like...
busy doing other shit, I guess.
Yeah. And also that like when we saw Frank in like Born Again season 1, maybe he had already met Spider-Man. Yeah, like right before that, or right after. Because
you also kind of just jump into Frank in Born Again season 1, just still being Frank. Like he's just been doing Frank things.
Exactly. And it could be that this, like, you know, like I said, I guess it's obvious that it does take place after Born Again season 2, but it could be like a year after that or something. Like we don't really know. Yeah. And it's also, pretty ambiguous. Like I guess maybe there's some kind of some clues to that. Like Frank seems to have like a new hideout. Like
which is awesome.
The one. Yeah, that was a sick hideout. I love his
new hideout. Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay in a boat.
He's finally got the war van, which is sick.
Yup.
And he actually uses it.
So there was like other elements of Punisher, even though you're not getting like the R-rated version that like they were able to bring in. It's
still like the most comic book Punisher ever, which is pretty fucking awesome.
And I just, like I said, like that's the ultimate high point of this movie for me. And I said this to our friends.
Kind of stole the show.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said this to Jason earlier, where I was like, honestly, out of the 4 Spider-Man with Tom, where they've kind of had like a mentor figure for him, I think this was the best one yet. Where like Frank wasn't really a mentor like Tony and some of the other people were, but like
still had some lessons to teach him though.
Exactly, and it kind of filled that role
in his Frank way.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I love the banter between them.
I'm gonna do it my way.
And then this is a smaller part. But this person's also filling this role kind of was Bruce.
Yeah.
And like I love their interactions too. Like where they
not
were
in the film as much as you might think.
Yeah.
He was really only in it for like a couple scenes, but they were great.
Yeah.
Like honestly, one of like the Hulk fight that the trailer spoiled the shit out of because of course they would not show that. I think I looked at Morgan and I said I looked at you too, and I was like, probably like top 10 action sequences in the MCU for me.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like that shit was amazing.
The camera work and everything too. If it's just like going around, like when Spider-Man's going on the walls and the ceiling and everything.
I gotta say this, dude. When he fucking reared his hands back, and I knew he was about to do the fucking
I saw it too. I was like, oh no.
Which once again, in the trailer, like, god damn, like I get it. Like you said, they gotta get butts in seats, but like if I had... That was the first time I'd seen that in theaters. I think I would have been like a lot of like other people in that theater and like literally been like, oh.
And you know what's funny is a lot of people in that theater probably didn't see that.
I know.
Because a lot of those people probably didn't watch all the trailers. A lot of people don't watch trailers.
Honestly, we should just stop watching trailers.
I know.
Yeah.
We really should.
We really should just stop. They should just stop making trailers.
Unless like I guess the only time we make an exception is if we somehow see the ones before a movie.
Well, there's basically like 3 people, right? 3 moviegoers when it comes to Marvel. There's the people who are gonna go see it and they're gonna watch all the trailers. That's us.
Yes.
So it's like we even without the trailers, we were gonna go see it, but we're also gonna watch the trailers because we like talking and theorizing. Then there's the people who are gonna go see it and they're not gonna watch the trailers. Because they don't really care about it that much. They're not going to do what we do, and they're not going to talk or theorize. But they're
like,
going to go see
my
the movie.
boyfriend likes Spider-Man. Like,
or they just love Spider-Man.
Or that.
And they're just like, I'm just going to go see Spider-Man. And then there's the people
being dragged
who won't go see it unless a trailer catches their eye.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the people they make the trailers for. That's like the 20% of moviegoers that Disney's trying to fucking lasso with trailers is like the people who for some reason, like unless they see a cool
Spider-Man fan or aren't really a nerd but go, oh, that kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
I'll take my son to go see that or something.
Boom, $25 right there. You know what I mean? Like every person that decides to go see it.
Speaking of which, what are the box office projected numbers?
Oh, this is projected to make more than No Way Home even.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
I think
so, like north of $2 billion.
You know what I heard? And this is insane. they're projecting worldwide this is gonna make like 800 million
and it's
plus
opening
opening weekend.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Isn't that insane?
When I saw the mall parking lot when we pulled up earlier,
Yeah,
I was like,
surprised
what
too. I was like,
the
damn.
fuck?
And
place
like
is
we
actually
also
French.
said they had those
Packed.
the line things.
Yeah, they had like dividers, they had partitions for the overflow line, and I've like never seen that
them
at a
do
Regal.
that.
And I'm like, dude, they must know something we
They had a
don't.
ton of staff on tonight too. They were like
Yeah, that
full
was the most
squad.
I've, like,
They
I've
know
never
something-
seen that many people working at that.
They know
that
something we
theater.
don't, dude. Like higher management was definitely looking at the ticket numbers like, oh, all hands on deck! All hands on deck! Like this whole weekend, they're probably gonna have like 30,000 people going in and out of that theater.
Yeah, honestly,
Okay, so
which is great.
I swear to God, I saw one that said it was gonna make. Oh wait, no. Okay, so here it is again. Spider-Man: Brand New Day is tracking for a massive 800 million global opening weekend, according to early projections.
So that would smash any
Yeah.
existing records, right?
Oh yeah,
That would probably even crumble Endgame, which I'm pretty sure Endgame is the current record holder.
I think so.
It's gotta be.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I No Way Home probably.
Yeah.
It's one of those two.
Dude, it's crazy because like Samuel L. Jackson is like the highest grossing actor of all time, but honestly, just by virtue of being Spider-Man, Tom Holland's got to be right behind him at this point.
Oh yeah.
Since
real.
every movie he's ever starred in has been like a $2+ billion gross.
and just this year.
And now he's in fucking Odyssey. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, which is
Yeah.
also going to make so much money. It's already at like, what, 750 million?
Not to mention
Yeah.
if they continue this trend where they start to make like another trilogy, basically, because I imagine that's where this is going. You
Yep.
know, they've got to be making Spider-Man 5 and 6 next, which is amazing that
Yes.
we broke the curse.
And I got to say, to get it back to the fucking review,
yeah.
deserved.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Deserved.
It does.
I straight up, I kind of said it in like a joking way when I looked at you. I was like, Marvel's back, baby. Because
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
you know, it's like a funny thing to say, like it was ever gone. Because I'm a firm believer that there's no such thing. It's like what who said like there's no such thing as superhero fatigue. There's just bad superhero movies. Somebody said that. Wasn't
I
that
saw
James
that
Gunn?
recently.
Wasn't that James Gunn who said that
Possibly.
about like the super like taking over on DC Studios?
But I kind of saw one that was similar to that the other day, and it was like, well, actually, it's kind of like the opposite end. But they basically said superhero fatigue is real, Spider-Man fatigue is not.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, yeah, no, that's a pretty good way to put it. Like, and I feel like Batman is kind of like the same
and
way.
the movie's delivered. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like I feel like honestly, for me, Homecoming and Far From Home are kind of like neck and neck. But in that aside, like they've just gotten better and better. Like this is probably my favorite MCU Spider-Man
1 and
film.
2 are neck and neck to you.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And then I really liked No Way Home.
Better than those two.
It's hard to say. Like in the moment, yes.
Uh-huh.
I've always said that like No Way Home doesn't hold up as well on like just like a in a vacuum just watching it.
It's kind of like a fan service one. Also,
yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's like, if you don't love Toby, if you don't love Andrew or know them, then that nostalgia fan service.
But this one, I feel like is gonna hold up
yeah,
as one to just like throw on and watch
Yup.
very well because it's got a great formula and like it executed it on all its points.
Mm-hmm.
The action sequences were all badass. Like
oh yeah,
the suit looked great. That was one thing I wanted to talk about. Is I loved the suit. I loved the full practical suit. Great idea. Also, very, very impressed with how long Tom Holland stays masked in this film.
yeah.
He barely took the fucking mask
No,
off.
that's actually a good point. I didn't really
There
think
was a
about
period in the early part of the film where he was just Spider-Man for like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I swear to God, you didn't see Tom Holland's face for a solid like 45 minutes. And I was like,
that. And at
that's
some
crazy. Usually they want you to see their...
besides like the start, like where like he literally is like working with his AI to build like a new suit. And
But
shit.
after he just like he takes over as Spidey and does like all of like talking to one of the cameo characters, talking with the detective, blah blah blah, going damage control during that whole period of time, he's just Spider-Man.
yeah.
And it's like.
And it's so Insomniac Spider-Man,
Super duper.
Like
Oh,
I was
yeah.
literally
Working with the
watching,
police.
no, like literal move sets that he
the
would
fight.
do.
Yeah.
That I would be like thinking in my brain, I'm like, oh,
The
that's
web kick.
that's the like right bumper, left bumper, like where
even
you
down
swing
to like
thing
the
and like
spider
throw it back at
tracker
them.
thing. It almost looks like when you open up the map in the game or something.
And his web
Yeah.
bombs.
Yeah,
Because he's got his fucking gadgets.
It's very heavily
when he gets
inspired.
when he gets the thing on the phone, when he keeps getting that throughout the movie of like a crime in progress.
it's like he's getting his like.
Remember that in the game?
it
It's
is.
like literally those things
It pops
pop
up on your screen and you can track it. Yep. Yeah, it did really seem super duper. I was actually going to say that, but I wanted to save it for this when you were talking about some of like the bits that seemed like references to like the Tobey Spider-Man universe. Which there definitely was a lot of that too.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
Peter took it to it. He was cool.
He was pretty cool.
You're cool.
No mention of Peter 3.
Yeah.
That angle was really interesting too. Was like the mutation aspect, because that's another thing they show in the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like I thought they were going to take it a little further, but I actually kind of liked that they just like kind of made it more like just a plot point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's something that he's going through that he needs to figure out.
Yeah.
But it's not like the main focus of the movie.
And that reward, that whole arc, I would say is very satisfying.
It is.
Like when they get to like the end of that and everything
Yep.
too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I can't really go too much into that right now, but I feel like the last one was kind of like, and even Feige said this in like a thing I saw the other day where he was like, the first 3 Spider-Man movies with Tom, he's like, it was basically Spider-Man 1, but across 3 movies. And he's like, and you're basically seeing his origin story. And in No Way Home, when Aunt May dies, it's kind of like Uncle Ben obviously dying, because there was no Uncle Ben in this universe. And it's like, now we're kind of getting
Well, there was an Uncle
Spider-Man
Ben, but
2.
he wasn't like.
His origin story.
We don't know. No, we don't know.
There's a suitcase.
He has a
that
suitcase that
has-
says
yeah.
VP in Homecoming.
That's like-
Yep.
But that's literally it. And then
Literally
like
it.
they never have brought him up.
I thought they
never
were
said
going
Well,
Uncle
they
to.
have
Ben.
too, because remember when he disappears that one time doing Spider-Man stuff in Homecoming, and Aunt May gets wicked upset, and she's like, "You can't do that to me, not after what happened last time."
Interesting.
Implying that like there was an accident with Ben
Oh, okay.
that left her bereaved,
still not-
so that's why she's
So
super
it's like
protective
most
of him.
definitely probably about that, but still they haven't like.
But he might
said
not. But it
Uncle
might not have
Ben.
happened in the same way. Like it
Yeah.
probably wasn't like something involved with Peter,
Yeah.
where he didn't do something and it directly led to Ben's death. Because
Yeah.
clearly he's not really carrying a ton of guilt over
Yes.
that. But something definitely happened to Ben, and he was around.
Yo.
But
So
that's
interesting.
that's
that,
really
like,
all we've
we're
gotten.
just probably never gonna get
Yeah.
like an explanation for that. Like they
Yeah.
might bring him up someday and confirm.
That's what I was thinking they were gonna do in this movie when like. I guess we can't really talk about it yet, but like there was a moment in this movie.
Oh, I know
where-
what you're
a
talking about.
flashback or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
I
the
literally
flashback.
I
and
literally
was
just
like-
mind melded with you. I
I
knew
know. I
it.
was like, are they about to bring Uncle Ben into this? Like, is that what they're like?
That would have been a cool way to do
It
it.
would have been really an interesting
Yeah.
way to do it. I thought they could have. Really,
Yeah.
honestly, I would have been fine with that.
But like, I'm honestly kind of okay with like, because I thought that was so clever with No Way Home, with like, and that's how I always felt about it too. Where I was like, it's almost like this is like obviously he's been Spider-Man.
This is his great power, great
Yeah,
responsibility
exactly.
moment,
And
which
it's like,
it literally
this
was.
is where he like really becomes Spider-Man though, and learns that lesson.
Yeah.
And like, this is us seeing him just be Spider-Man.
Yep.
Like the world, as everyone knows, like with No Way Home, doesn't know who Peter Parker is anymore.
Yep.
And he has decided to basically just be Spider-Man and not really have any life outside of being Spider-Man. He doesn't have friends. He just
Lives in a
talks to
fucking
a AI.
attic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just talks to an AI robot.
And we can't talk about it yet, but like I'm curious, where do you think that they could, evolve from here?
Yeah.
Where does this story? Because they've kind of
Symbiote.
covered. Definitely, that has to be a plot point, but that can't be the only plot point. Like there has to be. I mean, like obviously, like Miles that has been talked about too. Like there's been a lot of like
Please, Sony, you gave us 3 Venom movies with no fucking Spider-Man in it, and I just cannot fathom who thought that was a good idea.
that ties back to kind of what we were talking about too.
Dan, remember he was in the post credits.
Bring back you, and then just gone.
Yeah.
Immediately come Venom 3.
He was in the post credits for Venom 2. Remember Tom Holland was in the post credits. He's on the TV and Venom and Eddie were watching it. Tom was in it.
No.
Yeah, he was in our universe for about 5 seconds, and then
Venom looks at the TV screen and goes and licks it or some shit because Spider-Man's on the screen.
But with Sony, dude,
don't remember that
Sony
happening.
making
Yeah,
a
it was
bunch
so
of
stupid,
Spider-Man
that's
films
why.
without Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That is like a huge issue. And this
Oh,
is
yeah.
again like kind of back to what you guys were saying a bit, where it's like there's no Spider-Man fatigue. I think there might be Spider-Man fatigue if Sony keeps doing that trend. Like,
well, no, people are just never gonna go see Sony Spider-Man films.
That too.
This movie is just Marvel continuing the trend of fucking crossing up and dunking on Sony with their own fucking character.
But I am curious if
Sony-
like it does get oversaturated with too much Spider-Man, if there is a point where people might become
I think you are right.
we haven't found that
But
limit yet.
We haven't. I mean, look at Comic-Con. Look at how many people
Yeah.
are Spider-Man at Comic-Con.
Every other person you see.
I think you're right, but like only with the aspect of like, and this is what we're kind of addressing a little bit of like, they've done Spider-Man. They tried to do their own Spider-Man universe. Spider-Man was never in any of those movies. Basically, only Peter.
Yep.
Kind of like had a cameo
Yeah.
in like Madam Web as a fucking baby, and then
Forgot about that. I
oh,
name
so
him Peter.
stupid. I thought they didn't they dance around that even like I'm gonna name him, and then it was like you hear like a pop or some shit like.
No, that's literally what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, at the fucking
I was like,
party.
oh my god, fuck off.
God, dude,
and then,
so
like I said,
fucking
that
bad.
Venom one. So I think people are fatigued by that because there's no Spider-Man.
Yep.
But it seems like they're finally kind of like realizing their mistakes, because at least this year they are, because like we got Spider-Man Noir, who's still a Spider-Man. It's just a not Peter Parker, but it's still
Yeah.
a Spider-Man.
He's badass.
Exactly, and he's badass. Nick Cage, and then
So good.
This Spider-Man movie, like I said, which has insane projections, and it's like
I gotta be honest, man. I saw like IGN gave it a now. IGN.
yeah,
Very
Who
good.
who the fuck trusts IGN?
Very good. Yeah.
very good for news,
love
not good
IGN.
for
They
reviews.
gave it a
not-
7, which automatically put me in alarm mode because I'm like,
Yeah.
sounds like Disney didn't pay you.
But also
yeah,
seven's
exactly.
But also like that did kind of piss me off though, like when people were like I saw all these things online and I was like, a 7's not bad though.
It's not, but then I
No.
saw some things give it
Yeah.
like a 5.
Yes, a 5 I would not
I
say
could, I
agree
could,
with
I
at
could
all.
sit and listen to someone's argument for a 7.
Yeah.
I don't think I could listen to someone's argument for a 5, just because fundamentally, objectively, on the basis of being a film, it's a good film. It's well shot. It's well paced.
Yeah.
The dialogue isn't like super ultra turbo cringe, which sometimes Marvel films can suffer from that.
Did we all kind of think the pacing was really good? Because I thought like
Pacing was great.
sometimes like, and we said this after the movie ended because we were in the bathroom. We were like, I had to pee so bad.
Yeah.
But like sometimes like I'm in a movie and I gotta pee or something, or just I'm getting kind of bored and I'm like, oh, how much is left? Hour left or whatever. I did not want to. This was one of those ones
I never
where I
checked
had
my
to
phone
pee,
either.
but I never checked my phone. And as you know, I start a timer.
Yep.
Like to right when the movie when it
See if it
starts
matches up with its runtime. Yeah.
and also just like if I want to check like how much time's left. Okay, like I gotta pee, but there's 20 minutes left. 10 minutes of that's gonna be credits. So I can stick for 10 minutes. This like you said, I'm like probably like 45 minutes before this ended. I was like I gotta pee, but I was like I don't care though.
No,
I'm staying.
I had to see.
I
I
can't
was
miss
like-
any Frank. I can't miss any.
There was literally a Frank scene at one point where I was like really having to pee, and I remember being like, damn, I almost like got up and went to pee 5 minutes ago, but I would have missed this. I'm not fucking going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I even said to myself when I first sat down, I was like, man, I'll let my bladder burst before I have to go fucking piss if I have to pee in this movie. Like, there's very, very few films where I just like won't.
People are probably
if
watching us like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Well, it was that engrossing.
No,
Like,
it really
it
was,
it was
though.
kind of like you had to be their moment because, like, I think it really does. It does pretend good things for the MCU in its entirety.
Oh, yeah.
If the quality is going to continue climbing up, I think taking a year off was a great idea.
And they're scaling back how many
Definitely.
movies they do. 'Cause
Yeah,
we were getting like
2 a year. We were getting
four
like
at one
4,
point.
Yeah. And they were like,
The fuck? We don't
Maybe
need one
one of
every
those-
season. What the fuck?
maybe one of those was like pretty good, but
Yeah.
most of the time they were like a 6.
They're just kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
Like they
I'm
weren't
not gonna
bad,
complete my thought.
but like
Yeah.
they
No,
weren't bad.
seriously.
They just were
Or-
forgettable.
Or a 7.
Yup. 6 or 7.
One of those two.
All right, bye guys.
IGN.
Turn off my microphone. You get dusted like Thanos. Fucking.
So we addressed the pacing. I had one other question for you guys in terms of like we were talking about characters. Well, I guess 2 now that I just thought of someone else. What did you think of Michael Mondo coming back as Scorpion?
We talked about it briefly, and I loved it, but I do kind of agree with you that I wish he was in it a little bit more.
Same.
Yeah.
I thought it was crazy that he was in it the way he was. I don't know if it's going to be too much of a spoiler to talk about his character right now, but like...
No, he's in the trailers.
The way that... Well, I just mean like the way they kind
what
of
they do with him.
him
Okay.
is a bit more spoilery.
Well, like there's always ways to talk about things like and beat around the bush.
Yeah.
And I would say with him...
You think I'm the Scorpion?
Yeah, well, that's in the trailer too. And then also... the one thing I was kind of saying to you guys, and this is just a personal thing, it's not even like minus points or anything, is like I feel like that Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated show that came out, we got an awesome Scorpion in
we
that.
got the best
Sadistic Scorpion.
Yeah,
we got
it
the
was-
best version we've ever gotten.
Right?
I think. In
Yeah,
my opinion.
I agree. And like when I heard that Michael Mondo was coming back to play him in this.
Fucking Boss.
Yeah, Boss. And I'm like, oh, he's so good at playing like insane characters. And I also feel like with the very little amounts we've gotten of him, which is basically that Michael Keaton talking to him
That
scene.
cameo, yeah.
It seemed like he was like insane. And then also like I feel like this was, I didn't say this to you guys earlier, and I could have just weirdly not have been paying attention fully or something, but I thought he had a huge scar on his face in that too, and they just did not have that for him in this, did they?
Probably going to be something that happens.
He had a scar, but I don't think it looked. I do think like if they had like cosmetics on him or whatever, it probably was like different than it was in Homecoming, because
that's why I saw
it.
Which is weird because you think they would use that as a reference, but
Yeah, I know.
If we're getting 6 Spider-Man films, we're definitely getting a Sinister Six in the 6th movie.
You think?
That's got to be it. I mean, why the fuck?
No, that's a good point.
Marvel would be
Spider-Man
stupid
6
to not
because
do
Sinister
that.
6.
especially
yeah.
because also without spoiling, they introduced like 3 Spider-Man villains in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
They're setting
In
up the
different
universe
ways.
in a right way,
Yeah.
though, where they're not like doing. It's like nobody wants to see the origins of all these characters over and over again. We've seen these characters on screen plenty of times. Drop us into the juice. We
Yeah.
want to see the good stuff, and like then
The OJ.
yeah, the OJ,
The apple juice.
the apple juice. I
Let's-
want that.
Cranberry.
That's actually a really good point. That
Drop us
like,
into the
Drop us
juice.
into
and
the
I
juice,
never thought
bro.
about that, but like,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would be a pretty big ball to drop if they get 6 solo movies out of Tom, and the 6th one isn't Sinister Six like they've been trying to do for years.
That's what I'm saying.
And I guess that leads to another
Fuck
question.
it, bring back Alfred Molina to be Doc Ock.
Right? But I guess that leads to another question of like, what would 5 be then? And I really hope
Setting up
they
Doc
get
Ock,
Kingpin.
probably.
I hope we get Kingpin.
oh, Kingpin
finally.
probably would be the.
And Daredevil
Yeah,
as
Vincent
a
D'Onofrio's
mentor
That,
too,
that is probably exactly what it's gonna be.
Vincent D'Onofrio's not getting any younger.
right?
Like I love that guy, and I know he'll play that character as long as he can because he
Now
loves the
imagine-
character too.
And then
Fucking
Frank
Punisher
back
comes
too.
back,
yeah.
and Daredevil.
That's what we need.
That would
it.
be such a great movie.
I would literally
because
be
the
just like
chemistry
crying
is
in
there,
the theater.
and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to. What Marvel, I feel like, fails to do is they build great chemistry and then fail to keep that chemistry going. Sometimes, where
Yeah.
like some characters just won't interact with each other, even though they have such great chemistry.
No, that's a good point.
Like, when's
Then
the
you got,
last
like-
time that like you've seen something with
Like Thor and Star-Lord.
Like exactly?
Yeah.
They were because like the Guardians were in Thor 4 for about 5 fucking minutes at the beginning of the film, and then they just never were in there again.
Is we need another movie with more Frank and Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
like that's what they've struck gold. They need to strike it again, and that's hard to do. But I think that with these characters and the chemistry that they've built, it's easy.
and
I literally-
Kingpin, because we've seen him interact with
Yeah.
Frank.
Just bring new characters
obviously
into
Daredevil, and
Yeah.
we've never seen him interact with Spider-Man. So like,
but you know, it'd be great.
but exactly, and it's just like, dude,
that.
that's
Bring
a
new
gold mine of
threats.
potential.
Bring new, yes, exactly.
So much that you can. For the first time, we can get rewarded with like Spider-Man and Kingpin, and how awesome that would be. And then just so many things you could like. I love Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. I think he's literally the best Marvel MCU villain we've gotten. But like, I do think we're getting to a point where they need to wrap his story up though.
Right, because they've done like just about everything they can with him, so they got like maybe one last hurrah.
Yeah.
One more.
Why not a movie? Why not
a
Spider-Man?
film?
Yeah.
To your point, I was going to say that I think it's not over-exaggerating to say that early to mid MCU, I'm talking like 2009 to like 2018, owes a shit ton of its success to the fact that Chris Evans and RDJ had like the most insane fucking chemistry as Cap and Iron Man. Like
100%.
Like because you're talking about chemistry,
the
and
aura
like,
that they held on set and just on screen.
Literally, like their first ever interaction in like the Avengers 2012, like when they're squaring up on the fucking Quinjet, and then from that point, not the Quinjet, the helicarrier. From that point forward, like every time it's a Cap and Tony scene, they just fucking steal the show.
Yeah,
like they just had so, like you said, like aura, because they're just like. They just brought so much gravitas to and they just became their roles, and then they worked so well together. So losing that, I think, has been like a really hard pillar for them to replace.
Yeah,
because that was like a core aspect.
And I hate to say pass the torch because I feel like that's such a. I hate that phrase. Like I feel like it's such a real thing that like with Ghostbusters we saw that kind of like passing of the torch with them too, and like that doesn't always work. But I feel like in the scenario with like.
And then Hulk and Thing literally play pass the torch, and they're throwing Johnny back and forth between
That'd be
themselves.
so funny. I was thinking though, like Robert Downey Jr. and like Tom Holland in like the first Spider-Man film, where like he was Tony Stark was a mentor figure.
If you cared so much, you'd be here right now. Walks out of the fucking armor.
I also hope we get Fantastic
good.
Four in Spider-Man 5 or 6. Like we need
'cause,
Johnny interacting.
We need the bombastic
Seriously.
Batman, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
That's another
that
thing. Is
too.
Yeah.
You've got great characters that you've built, and you need to start bringing them in. Like, and I almost just spoiled the piece, but like a character that we see, a cameo character that shows up, that's actually a pretty prominent character in the film.
Yeah, multiple
Multiple
not just
scenes,
one
not just
scene.
one.
scenes,
You know exactly who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But they're great in this film, and it's like it adds new depth to their character and new chemistry that's like. This is exactly what I want as a Marvel fan.
No, what's funny about
precisely what we needed before Doomsday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's great that I can say that because there's like 37 characters in Doomsday, so you have no idea who the fuck I'm talking about.
And I know what's funny about that character is like I think was that a surprise for you guys?
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Big
That-
time.
I was actually spoiled.
Really?
By that
Wow.
character. I saw.
Wow, I had no idea.
I saw it
I was
like
not ready
I
for
saw
that.
an article, and we're not going to address it yet, but it literally was like word for word what that scene was, and I remember reading it and like being like, "What the fuck?"
Like
That
out of context, it sounded a little
or just
weird.
like when you don't see it, you just is described to you what the
Right.
scene is. I was like, "What? There's no way that's true. That sounds way too fried."
and
I'm like,
then it happened, and you were
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god!"
yeah, exactly. And I was like, "Wow, okay, this is actually happening."
And that was
Wow.
one of the it's one of the funniest scenes in the film for me.
when he's
at least.
just wearing the mask.
Yeah.
Yep.
No context.
Just so
Isn't that a skin also in Insomniac
It is.
Spider-Man? Yeah,
It
so
is.
It is when he's in his
so many
underwear.
references.
so many references, 100%.
mainly to Toby and Insomniac.
Yep,
which
yep.
is like
And
those
that was
are great
part
reference
That
points.
was part of the stream of time I was talking about earlier, where he never took the mask off.
Yeah.
That was one of the scenes in the middle of it because it was literally like
The other thing I was gonna say to add to that, because like there, like he said, so many parts where he has the mask on, and then even some of the parts where he doesn't have the mask on, as you see in the trailer, his eyes, like
You can see him.
yeah, or you can't see them or whatever.
Oh, I thought I actually saw his eyes a lot in this film.
No, remember when they're black?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like there's so many scenes where that's happening and stuff too.
Yep.
So it's like, man, like Tom, they really like, like he's such a recognizable face now, and they did not. Like it was really awesome, like you said, to not have it feel like, oh, we got to show Tom's face.
I was gonna mention RDJ, like they literally pioneered the fucking inside the helmet camera view in Iron Man, so that they could both have him be in the Iron Man suit all the time and show RDJ's face every 5 seconds. Because it's like he's in the suit, you're just seeing an inside the view camera angle of his face in the helmet, and it's like that's kind of genius, not gonna lie. Like, he doesn't have to just randomly take his mask off every 5 seconds for you to see his face, which Tom Holland does that a lot in the early MCU films. He'll just randomly take his mask off for seemingly no fucking reason, just to be like, by the way, just in case you forgot, I'm Tom Holland.
Exactly, it's because it is that reason. It's like, they were just like, oh, Tom's in this.
But so what I was saying is, like, when you see him like through his mask sometimes,
the lenses,
where you see through the lenses, you can see his eyes.
But it's kind of different from RDJ, like Dan was saying, where it's like you just said,
his eyes,
it's just the eyes.
It's just the eyes, which I thought was interesting.
Cool.
It's a very stylistic choice, and I think that was very good for this film.
And it kind of reflects what you were saying, how like in this film, it's the whole part of his story arc, and like where we jump in is he has just basically been Spider-Man for like a couple years.
No, exactly.
It adds a lot of depth to his character too, because it's
more
like
Spider-Man
really
than Peter,
the man behind the mask a little, you know.
Yeah. Oh, and then the only other thing with I think actors that we haven't really touched upon is what did you guys think of Zendaya and Jacob Batalon back as those characters?
Yeah.
Do you think people are going to be really satisfied with how they were used and stuff in this film too?
I was.
I think so.
I really
that
was.
Rug pull that we'll talk about in the spoiler section halfway through, it got like. At first, when I was watching, you know the scene I'm talking about, right? At first, when I was watching that, I was like, it can't be that easy.
I know.
Like, I was watching that, I was getting real sus. I was like, there's no way. And I literally looked at Marty.
It kind of got me because I was getting mad.
It got me.
Yeah.
It actually got me. Like,
it got me too.
You and Ilea and like a couple other people. I was like, wait, no, they're right. Yeah. And like, they literally got me with it.
So I was like, there's no fuck. Because it happened naturally. It happened naturally enough. But then, like, at some point, I was like, this gotta be catch. There's no way this is. And I really wish I could talk about it, but like, trust me, it's a huge spoiler.
The one thing
but it was really good though.
Was there anything else that we want to talk about before we get into spoilers?
That's what I was going to say.
We should just start getting into spoilers.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a hard film to talk about without talking about the spoilers.
I was going to think. So we talked about.
But all I was going to say about Jacob Batalon, I always love him as Ned.
Yeah.
I love how they showed how like him and MJ have changed because you know they're sophomores in college now.
Yep.
So like they're adults. They're doing adult things, living adult lives. Like they look different, and like you know, you got like Peter keeping track of. This was on the trailers, like keeping track of them through Instagram, like seeing what they're doing now.
Yes.
And the only thing I will say is I think Jacob Batalon just didn't really have a ton to do in this film.
True.
He kind of was just along for the ride.
Yeah.
His whole thing was his interactions, his couple interactions he has with Peter, which I think were great. But other than that, like, because I'm used to him being so involved.
Yeah.
Because he becomes in Homecoming like his tech guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then he is that guy in.
And we will
Far
see
From
that
Home
rise
and
again.
I
I think.
course.
I think we definitely will see that rise
because he made the fucking
Spidey tracker.
The spider tracker. So he's already.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like it's like you're totally right about like they don't give him much to do.
Their chemistry,
but in a way they kind of do with like how Frank and other people like actually end up using that spider tracker app, and it like helps with.
Oh, you know, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Well, that
so it's like but that's not
How
him
do you know
directly. It's something that he just created. That was hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Everything. I don't know what it is about John Bernthal, because we talked about in the Odyssey how like he was like he wasn't bad, but he just wasn't really like a standout.
Yeah.
In the Odyssey as Menelaus, he was just it was just John Bernthal. It was fucking awesome.
He stole the show.
But for some reason, like I just keep thinking about how amazing he was in this film.
He
really was.
They gave him some lines that I feel like if you gave them to other people, they might sound cringe. But for some reason, they weren't. Like, his delivery and his chemistry with Tom Holland just made it work.
No, exactly.
He had just such heart in this film, too. Like, at points where, like, we see a side of the Punisher that I don't even think he knew was in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That I think, like, Peter helps bring out in him.
Yep.
In a way.
Absolutely.
And, like...
And there
for
might
the first time, like, I think Frank also experiences being cheered... Like, I guess I don't want to, like, spoil it, but I kind of want to, like he experiences being like adored by like a lot of people at one point too, and I think like,
and he also experiences like someone treating him like a human being,
right?
Because like
Peter,
because even though Peter like gives him a lot of shit in this movie, like he's still nice to him. You know, like he trusts him clearly. And like they establish that they have a working history in New York fighting crime, so it's like you know, unlike Daredevil, who's gonna do everything he fucking can. Like, especially maybe pre-Born Again, because they have a more amicable relationship now, but like pre-Born Again, he wanted that motherfucker in jail.
Yeah.
he thought he was a loon.
You can thank Karen for how we're friends now, Red.
Yeah, literally, like completely like opposite worldviews.
Yeah.
But where like Matt tended to be a little preachy, Peter's not really preachy. He's just like, hey man, we're just gonna do it my way, all right? By the way, this is my thing.
If you're gonna help me, which it seems like you're gonna do,
yeah, we're just gonna do it my way.
Frank, if you're gonna be in my movie, you gotta do it my way.
Literally, yeah, like breaks the fourth wall.
But like, yeah, they. That was just the
great.
absolute standout to me of this movie, and like really makes me want to see it again.
That's what I'm saying. Is like they struggled. They need to do another movie with them together.
Yep.
And there's even
which will probably be in it.
There's some shots, like mainly, well, just in general, like that one we said was in the trailer. But there's another shot at the end of this with Punisher and Spider-Man that like, is like a fucking like.
I couldn't believe
Leonardo DiCaprio and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I literally that's exact. We should just get into spoilers.
Yeah, I think that's a good segue.
Because that scene, and it wasn't exactly to a T like what the comics was, but that like it was very close. At least
it wasn't ham-fisted.
Yeah, and it was good. It was good to make it fit into the context of the story.
Yep.
Yeah. I have been waiting, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with this for that specific moment for so long.
Yo,
now everyone knows what you're talking about.
I know. I mean, like,
but like,
I'm just kidding.
Like, one of the like things I loved about that though is like not only we said they found a way to make it work, but then on top of that, I think you get the awesome shot, but then the scene after it is almost even better. Because like it's a
nice character moment.
Exactly. It's a character moment between the two of them. It's not, this recreating a comic book panel, which was awesome.
Not to mention it's the first time that I think, and I guess this isn't too much of a spoiler because like I'm not giving context, but it's the first time that Peter's not being Spider-Man around Punisher. Or Frank. Like his mask is off.
Yeah.
But
all right, we want to give the warning.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
It's time.
Spoiled it time.
I think we've delayed it long enough.
You're warned.
You've been warned.
I was starting to think like halfway through like the first half. I was like, man, this seems like a really hard movie to talk about without spoiling it. Like I wanted to talk about more, but
we did good on this one though.
We did.
Sometimes we fuck up a little bit.
We kind of had to segue into other topics a little bit that were related to avoid it, but anyway,
what's the first spoiler we want to talk about? The big one?
Sadie Sink is Jean Grey.
Yes.
Sadie Sink is Jean Grey.
Surprise.
Of nobody,
surprise of no one. We actually got spoiled for most of us because of a red carpet.
And Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Jean Grey, his gray jean fucking Deadpool outfit.
Baked. What the fuck,
Canadian
Ryan?
tuxedo.
Just spoiling it for everybody.
By the way, that Comic-Con suit I wore, that's Jean Grey color. Yeah, Ryan?
I mean, like,
that's
it could have been anything. It could have been anything. Like, it could have just been, like, him being cheeky and being like, everybody knows Jean Grey. It's a Marvel character. But it's like...
Did you hear that he actually wasn't invited?
That's funny. I didn't know
Ryan
that.
Reynolds, he like said that he straight up like he just showed up.
Really?
He just showed up.
I thought it was very well planned, honestly.
What?
I thought it was planned. That's funny.
Apparently it was not planned. Like Ryan Reynolds actually just crashed the fucking Doomsday panel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
But how did he get to the very front then?
Because he probably just told them who he was.
Why would RDJ be like, oh, the guy with the swords or like whatever? Like, because that was the only question they ever took during that panel, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Felt planned.
So maybe it was like...
Maybe it wasn't planned until like that day or some shit. Yeah.
Or like he let someone know.
That's what I think it was.
But not the cast didn't know maybe that was on stage.
I think that's
or
what
they
it
let
was.
them know last minute or something like that.
So how do you guys think Jean Grey was handled in this film?
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you guys. Like towards the beginning, I was like a little... But like I'm not super familiar with this character, like in the way of like
super different origin story than what her origins are in the comics.
Well, I
Morgan
just thought
and I were
like
talking about that too.
She's also
the villain.
The villain
for most of the 90% of the film.
Exactly.
That's to talk about the red carpet thing again. It was pretty funny how that just
Without spoiling, which character are you most excited to see in Spider-Man Brand New Day?
Jean Grey
to be
was
honest,
great.
Probably Jean.
No, it's like you're missing the most important part. The 4-second pause.
Yeah.
When he goes, honestly,
Jean.
And she's like,
yeah, she's like the villain, but like she's like misunderstood.
Is that a spoiler?
Is that a spoiler?
Can we say that?
You know what?
I laughed
can't
so
believe that
hard,
shit, dude.
dude,
We didn't
and I
say
was
this
so
yet
broken
either.
too.
There was a point, I swear to God, I could be wrong, but that guy was in the movie.
I don't remember.
And it was like Peter was looking at a computer screen and like, I'm probably fucking this up kind of or something, but like it was almost like he saw a guy on the computer screen, and like I said, I'm probably fucking up what exactly it is, but it was almost like he was like a UPS or like a USPS.
Oh, when he was bringing him his fucking food?
Maybe that's what I think.
Delivery, it's
yes,
like your
that's
order
what it
has
was.
arrived. Yeah.
Was it Ned or whatever?
3, 2, 1.
Jean?
So I guess Jean Grey really didn't like us talking about her character in the movie
She
because
sent out that blast.
she just
sent
turned
out
our
a blast
fucking
and
camera off.
turned
It turns out it's an EMP too.
That was fucked up.
So what else
Yeah.
about Jean?
So basically, like, obviously, like I said, I'm not super familiar with her, but I do watch X-Men '97. I've seen the X-Men movies, obviously. I just am not super familiar with her in the comics, is I guess what I mean. But like, obviously, we know her as like a hero until Dark Phoenix,
Right.
or whatever. That's like when she's a villain.
in Dark
So it's like,
Phoenix
I
usually,
guess it wasn't bad, and it wasn't something that is completely new.
It was like a
but it was an
reversal
interesting
of her,
approach.
like story in a way.
And it makes you wonder if like, can they do that storyline now where she's Dark Phoenix, because it would almost seem like you're kind of going backwards or something like that.
So I'll tell you that, like, in the comics before the Phoenix stuff even happened, like, it was kind of always a thing that she had like this darkness in her, and it only came out in like times of like emotional stress or whatever, and then eventually it became, and then it used to just be her powers going haywire, and then they introduced the concept of the Phoenix, and went, oh no, actually there's this cosmic entity that's like latched onto her, and it like fucking comes out sometimes when she gets really mad or really sad.
So in a way, this is kind of the best Dark Phoenix, or like Phoenix.
Yeah, and they did it as an origin
How
story.
everyone always complains about how they've done Dark Phoenix. And like literally X-Men Dark Phoenix and X-Men Last Stand.
This was literally a better Jean Grey Dark Phoenix
And it
story
technically
than
was no
Dark
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
I
And
thought it
wasn't
was
even,
weird
like,
how they like hit her at points. Like I wish they kind of like stopped beating around the bush and just like revealed it, but also
like the
Like, we
faceless
know
hood
that's
shit.
Sadie Sink.
yeah, like we
character
know
or whatever.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It was like she was just like in the darkness.
I mean, as soon as mind
That was an
control,
interesting choice.
it was an interesting choice. I didn't think it was bad. It just was like it threw me off a little bit.
as soon as mind control became a plot device, I was like, okay, so it is Jean.
Yeah.
like immediately, like I already had suspicions. Then there was that dude at the red
Also,
carpet.
She's
Yeah.
like not like she's like kind of young, like
Yeah.
a young Jean Grey, which makes me think that like maybe we're gonna get like
They're gonna cast like all
young
the X-Men,
Scott
yeah,
and like young,
which is awesome because I think that's exactly what they need to do.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they did
Oh,
with
totally.
with like the Avengers cast where they cast them sort of young. Because if you cast a bunch of like 25-year-olds as X-Men, that's like 3 decades of movies.
right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and if, as long as you make them good and
Right.
people will eat it up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you
But
get
also-
someone iconic to play fucking Cyclops and he kills it and everyone loves him and now you just have that guy for just lock him down. 8 movie contract. There you go.
Yep.
But that's also what I loved about this was like, I was kind of like convinced that since they did end up doing Jean Grey, like when they reveal it's Jean Grey, I was like, oh, like not that I was disappointed by that, but I was like, oh, we're gonna get like a bunch of X-Men cameos or like
We didn't.
teases. Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
like we said about well, we didn't address it fully earlier, but like we beat it around the bush with it of like with Zendaya and Jacob battle with Ned and MJ. They let that story breathe.
Yep.
There's no Peter getting back together with MJ and kissing her in this movie.
They know who he is by the end and they know they used to know him.
Which is a good segue into one of my favorite parts of this movie, where I love that the like True Love's kiss didn't work, but the True Love's homie,
True Love's dap.
True Love's dab,
Yeah.
from the
Bromance,
homie,
yeah.
Which is like, yeah, the fucking...
Chris.
Peter. That was actually the best dap we've done in weeks. But fucking
That was like Arnold and Carl Weathers.
Dylan.
Right
Happy
on
Arnie Day, everybody.
Happy Arnie Day.
Happy birthday, Arnold.
No, that's a good point because and
I think it's funny that is what broke the spell for him.
well, I don't think it broke the spell because remember he learned.
What do you mean?
He learned that Peter was his name from MJ earlier. He's like, why'd you call him
But it didn't
Peter?
connect immediately until they did
I think that was just him kind of.
Stab.
I think that was kind of just him.
No, I
realizing,
think you're right. I think you're right a little bit though. Where like, I don't think he remembered. It's not like everything came back to him in that
But he's
moment.
he's like, you know MJ and you know this handshake, so it's like we must have known. Like did I? Like,
Yes,
who are you? Like,
exactly. Or he just realizes in that moment like. It's more of a feeling rather than actually remembering it. Like
we were talking
Peter,
about.
Like I do know you.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember anything,
like
but like
memory.
yeah,
I'm gonna play on the headcanon that it
just immediately broke the magic.
It broke the spell.
Somewhere
for him.
Doctor Strange is having a cup of tea and he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "What just happened?"
Just like a spit take.
That's what causes Doomsday. That's why Doctor Doom's fucking pissed off.
Because Doctor Strange spilled some fucking tea on his cape.
Ned shouldn't have remembered. He fucked up this spell. Now everything's
Strange is like,
fucked
dude,
up
what
again.
are you fucking talking about?
I guess we should maybe mention the post credit too, which was
the Spidey tracker
ambiguous.
in
I don't think
space.
it could mean a lot of things. It could mean
Yes.
Battle World, as we've mentioned. It could mean maybe Miles just like got spat out from beyond the Spider-Verse
from the animated
from the animated Spider-Verse.
movies.
Maybe he just got spat out and
I
he's
think
now
that
in
is
this universe.
I think that is what it is because
hurling at Earth.
Both my girlfriend Halo, who's been on this show before, and Morgan, who's been on this show before, who we saw it with but couldn't be here with us tonight. Brogan. But they both, like, when we walked out of the theater, like, they're both like, oh, I thought that was Miles Morales. And I was like, what? No. Like, blah, blah, blah. Or, sorry, Halo said that to me first.
And then you thought about it?
And then I walked out, and Halo said that again, and Morgan was like, oh, I thought Miles Morales too or whatever. And I was like, oh, what? Am I just, like, stupid or something? And then Morgan said...
how close it was to Earth.
Exactly. And then he also said, like, well, I just figured it might have had something to do with, like, the animated Miles Morales movies. Like, what if, like, you know, obviously he's animated in those, but what if they, like, don't do an origin story? They literally
had... I think that's what'll happen.
Yeah,
they had Donald Glover Prowler live action in the fucking
I think we're gonna get live action Spider-Verse this movie that he's like Beyond the Spider-Verse is probably gonna literally have like a live action Miles Morales.
It's literally called Beyond the
That's what I mean.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So it's like
exactly
that's how
what I mean.
Tom Holland's
That's
in it.
what I think it's all been like
insane.
kind of building up towards.
Well, remember, like I was talking to Halo about how a couple months ago apparently Tom Holland like was in an interview and was talking about how he's like he wants to do everything in his power to get Miles Morales in the MCU.
Yes.
And I'm like, what a very suspicious comment for him to make, like seemingly unprompted.
Yeah.
Because I think that will happen if this is the trend that we're seeing. I think Spider-Man 5 is going to have Miles Morales in it,
and then you can have Peter being a mentor figure because by that movie he's going to be super experienced.
And then Spider-Man 6 is probably going to be the Sinister Six, and we're already going to have Spider-Man and Miles Morales kind of like go in the same universe. You know what I mean? Still like already friends.
And also at the end, it said Spider-Man will return. There's, like we said, there's so many Spider-Man.
But it was ambiguous.
Yeah, it's like there's so many Spider-Mans.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking too, is like, I was originally thinking that it could just be like, maybe Toby or somebody again, like somehow. But I think that it doesn't make sense for it to be Toby or Andrew Garfield. Like, even though I know that there's a very big potential for them to be in Doomsday, I don't think that was what it was implying. I think that it was implying Miles Morales.
Or Tom.
The other thing that fuels that theory is that it says Pascal Pictures right before it does that. It literally does like the Pascal Pictures, like, and I know that they're involved, but like they're also heavily involved in
Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Plus, it did like the little like Spider-Verse glitch
Flickering
flash
thing?
flicker.
Yeah, that's a
thing.
good point.
So I think it's
and even fucking real. Yeah, what the hell? It
Which
did.
could just mean that that's their logo and
Yes.
like, you know.
Well, it did that, and it also did that on the Spider Tracker before
Honestly,
it showed up.
If this is the reason why Beyond the
so I think
Spider-Verse,
that's what it is.
if this is the reason why the Spider-Verse is or Beyond the Spider-Verse is taking like fucking 19 years to be made.
Fuck it,
yeah,
sure.
that's
Sure,
fine.
dude. We're gonna get like live action Miles Morales and Tom Holland and like
Yes.
all that. Cool, make it happen.
I'm
Yeah.
ready for it. I'm hoping. I'm really praying.
And that's the next Spider-Man movie we're getting, right?
Yeah,
Beyond.
Yeah.
allegedly next
Yeah.
year.
Yep. It's been
Right?
delayed
I
like
can't even imagine,
2027?
dude.
I think so.
Yeah.
We're gonna start that movie in full media. Like we're gonna be like literally in a fight. Like they're basically like
Yeah, because he got like
Spot
captured
is
by.
already there and ready to go kill his
He
family.
got
Like,
captured by
he's-
like Prowler Miles in the alternate universe or whatever.
So crazy.
It's like,
How about Hulk remembering who Peter was potentially?
dude.
how that kind of
thank you
stopped,
for bringing that up
that
because
stopped him pummeling
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
that was like also a moment that I was like, huh.
Because he didn't say. Because clearly he didn't
And
give
also,
a fuck
like,
who
Hulk-
Spider-Man was.
Hulk disappears after that point.
Yep.
Like, where the fuck did Hulk drops off the building
Banner
and
gets-
literally drops off the map?
Well, you see Banner at the end after that fight getting put into an ambulance,
I
and
thought
he's
that
like,
was before that.
"No, that's
No, it was
after."
after.
He's
That
like,
was
"Did I hurt
after?
anyone? Is everyone okay?" And
Yo.
that's the last you see
Okay,
of
that
Banner.
is.
And then
okay.
remember
Yeah.
Ned sees that on the computer or whatever too
Yeah.
of like
And he's like, "Oh, poor guy."
yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I like the way, because that was another thing I had heard about too. Like, I feel like I had seen all these things of like leaks or like rumors and stuff for this movie, but even having seen those things, when you actually see the movie, it's like, wow, this is so much better. Like actually, with just the way they
In
frame,
context?
yeah,
Yeah.
with the context and with the way they frame the story and everything,
Yeah.
and also, I think the plot did leak because a lot of it seemed to match what the plot leak, that thing that I had sent and like told you guys about, that I had read and everything. But I was like, if this ends up being the plot, this is mega baked. But weirdly, it said like Jean Grey and Scorpion and Hulk and like Punisher and all this shit that was in the movie. And what I think it was that Tom said this like today or yesterday too, but he was like, yeah, we had an early cut of when he was talking about the Man Spider thing
yeah.
too, because but he was also like, yeah, we had an early cut of this movie, and me, Zendaya, and like Jacob Batalon watched it, and we fucking hated it.
Damn.
And he's like, and so like in like test audiences hated it and stuff too.
Wow.
So he's like, now like this finished version, he's like, I love it and everything, and he's like, it's my favorite. But
Thank fucking God, dude.
Right?
Like,
and it's like
kinda
people
like-
always
it's kinda
think it's
like
a bad thing for reshoots or for them to reframe the story.
it's kind of like Charlie Cox and John Bernthal when they first were getting
with
like
season 1.
with Born Again, and they were
Yeah.
like, "This fucking blows," and they were like, "No," and they were like ready to walk away because
Yeah.
they hated it so much.
And
they
it's
were-
funny because people complain about that season 1 of Born Again, but I loved it.
Yeah.
and like we like
There
you
are
just
certain
said,
episodes where you can fucking tell,
Yeah, like the
that it's
bank
like,
one.
yeah, that it's like the pre-reshoots, and then
But
there are
even
certain
Charlie Cox
episodes,
just admitted that, where he was like, yeah, that one's unchanged from,
and everyone liked that episode.
yeah, and people still like that one too. So it's just like, you know, you see the power of like, which is just shows how good these castings are too, is like they love these characters and they don't want to deliver shit to us.
Yep.
Like, and like John Bernthal, Tom Holland, Charlie Cox, even though he wasn't in this, are not only some of the best castings in Marvel, but like I really respect them, and they're like my favorite. One, like they're just like my favorite Marvel characters anyway, and then 2, they're so good as the characters, and then 3, they just care about enough about them that they don't want to give a shit.
Did you see what Chris Evans said recently? This
What?
actually has me feeling like even more excited for Doomsday, or just like more confident that it's not going to be dog shit.
Yeah.
Apparently, he said that over the last like 6 years, he's had like a ton
Yeah,
of
I've heard
meetings
this
with
thing.
Kevin Feige. He's been out to dinner with Kevin
Pitching
Feige, and
different
like
ways that he can come
they've,
back.
they've given
Huh.
him like 8 or 9 pitches throughout the years of like trying to bring Cap back, and he said that like literally none of them, like, he always went, like, he always entertained it because he wants to play the character again, but he felt like they did a good enough job wrapping up his story that he didn't want to touch it unless it was like,
so he's potentially the same way.
Liked it.
Yeah.
So like Chris Evans, like, apparently
still yet to be seen. We haven't seen Doomsday. We don't know how it's gonna be, but like it's sounding like he's the same way too.
Yeah. Apparently he liked the script and he liked Cap's involvement enough that he said yes after like 9 tries.
Did you guys hear that? Technically, the next thing we're getting is like that Avengers Endgame like release
encore
or whatever. Yeah, encore
in like September, and October.
Did you guys hear that they're gonna have new scenes in that are newly filmed too, not like deleted scenes? But what I had heard, and this is the rumor, and like as we like said with Spider-Man, like seemed to be true. Supposedly, it's gonna be Steve like bringing the stones back. Like returning the stones and stuff like that.
That's kind of cool,
right? So I was like, honestly, like,
I mean, I was gonna probably go see it anyway, but especially if that's what we get to see.
We get that too. That's hype.
Yeah. He's gonna walk up to fucking Freya.
Infinity War. We'll have to do like here's the reality stone showing of Infinity War, and then go see.
Yeah.
Endgame.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he gonna? Oh my god! Is he gonna bring the Soul Stone back to Red Skull?
Yeah.
It's gonna be hilarious.
You go, bro.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. In his like German accent, he's like, why the fuck are you here? Red Skull just pissed.
Do you guys think Tom will be in Doomsday?
No.
Yeah.
At this point,
think so either.
If what you said, and I feel like now that you've presented it to me this way, and like I didn't even remember the fucking glitches because I was just so hype. If he's potentially going to be in Beyond the Spider-Verse, which would make a lot of sense based off some context clues, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I just think it doesn't make any fucking sense because how?
Yeah.
How the hell would he have had time in his schedule to film shit for Doomsday when he was filming for Spider-Man Brand New Day, The Odyssey, and potentially even Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
As well as whatever other projects he's working on. Yeah. I just feel like unless he's like actually 2 people that like reproduced asexually a few years ago, and there's just 2 Tom
I think
Holland.
Toby will be in
will
it, though.
definitely be in
his last hurrah as fucking Spider-Man.
I don't know if it's the last hurrah. I hope not.
I hope not either, but you never know. But I'm hearing some universes are gonna die in this movie.
Yeah,
supposedly.
they were saying that people are gonna die. So
I want a Last Stand Andrew Garfield movie.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. I'm for it. I'm all for it.
I was, as you guys know, I was never a huge fan of that character, but like, I saw that.
I like the direction they took with him in No Way Home.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I was like, I see that he actually has potential for this character when they don't write him as like a skateboarding fucking little bitch that like goes to the convenience store and tries to buy chocolate milk.
Have you ever seen the clip somebody like showed, and it's like, I think it's from Amazing Spider-Man 2 when he's like, is this y'all's goat right here? And it's like the scene where he's like Rhino's in the truck or whatever, like he stole the truck and like Spider-Man's like messing with him or whatever, and he's like controlling the truck, and at one point he's approaching an intersection and he goes, oh boy, and he jumps off, and then Rhino plows through like 5 or 6 cars, and Spider-Man just lets him, and one of them hits a driver's side door head on, and the car like flips, and he's like, he pauses and he's like, that guy's dead. That guy's dead. That guy's dead, and he did nothing to stop it.
Yeah. Worst Spider-Man.
It's like in Batman.
He's showing potential.
It's like in Justice League when Superman just fucking aura farms as like a bunch of people are dying like 10 feet away from him.
No, literally, dude. Yeah. Is there any other?
Go save them.
We didn't talk about the Punisher Tom scene.
Oh, which one?
There's
like 3 of them that are awesome.
Well, specifically, I want to talk about that one we were talking about earlier about the end.
Yeah. We get the fucking panel of him carrying Spider-Man into the hospital.
So great.
In cinema.
Because he tried to kill Jean Grey.
He tried shooting.
Like you said, he tries to kill people.
Which is like an insane distance to be sniping and be like, oh shit, I hit the wrong.
Did you hear that guy in the theater that was like, no?
Yeah. I heard you turn around and go, no, dude, no way.
Yeah, I was like, no fucking way is he about to make this crazy shot.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's just how he is.
Just Frank things.
But also, like, I loved that because it went to show that, like, he hasn't changed.
Yes.
Like, even though, like, Spider-Man has rubbed off on him a little bit.
That might have made him change.
Because, like we were saying, like, he tries to kill Jean, but then Spider-Man steps in the way of the bullet and takes it for her, and it nearly kills him. That's why Punisher is having to give that iconic shot that we've been wanting.
Literally.
That we saw like
and
that.
when he's walking in the door, he's like, ah, ah,
Yeah.
he's like literally doing his
so
fucking
good.
his Frank roar.
I've
I was
been
just
waiting
like,
for that
I can't
moment.
believe this is fucking happening right now.
I seriously.
and then he's waiting with him in the recovery room when he wakes up.
That's the scene I was talking about where it's like that was almost even better because like
Snoring.
I just feel like that was especially where we got this side of Frank that we've like never seen.
Yeah.
Besides like when you see him interact with his kids in the flashback.
And it's a side of Frank
Punisher.
that exists in the comics. Like
Yes.
Frank respects the shit out of like two people in Marvel Comics, and it's Captain America and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like they're like the two people that Frank has like nothing bad to say about because he's like, because how can you?
Yo.
They're like paragons of justice.
No, literally. But like the way I almost took that scene, and like Marty kind of said this earlier, and like part of me doesn't want this, but part of me almost would be okay with it maybe now, if like, which is how well they pulled it off in this and everything, but like it's just not really this character. So I feel like even though as well as they pulled it off and it could go this direction, it just still wouldn't really work. Of like, maybe Frank is gonna have a change of heart and like actually try to be more of a hero now or something, because like it almost seemed like he was like really fucked up by like
Almost killing
Peter.
Peter.
By almost killing Peter.
Yeah.
And like he was so
It's like
we've never seen him apologize.
It's like the only time he'd ever caught like
Yeah.
an innocent in the crossfire.
Like he's nearly crying. He's apologizing to him.
Yeah.
Like these are things we've never really seen from this character. Like
And
I said,
also-
besides with his kids.
Yeah.
The implication that like, because remember when he said like he's freaking out about the mask, he's
Yeah.
like, "No, don't worry, I got you."
Yeah.
Because apparently, I took that as an implication that he had been there for days, maybe,
Yeah.
making sure no one came in.
Very
Yeah.
true.
And also, that means he probably was also the one collecting all those fucking cards people were leaving and putting them on the table for him.
Very
Yo.
true.
Like he was
Yeah.
literally Papa Frank, dude.
He was literally.
like,
And once
nursing
again, like
Spider-Man back to
yeah.
health.
you know, I hate to be this person, and like I said, this is probably like a 10 out of 10 movie for me, even though we don't give ratings, so this isn't really a complaint.
Yeah.
But that was another one of those things where it popped into my head during that part, though, even as much as I loved that scene, it's like one of my favorite Marvel scenes probably now. It's like, I'm like, Frank is a criminal, and they're just letting him stay in the fucking hospital. And I'm like, this is a little big.
We'll gloss over it for the sake of
kind of like the
beauty.
other thing I said to you of the hand now working for damage control.
Or maybe
Yeah.
maybe just
also.
nobody told the police that he was there.
That too.
Medical personnel aren't necessarily required
Yeah.
to report that kind of shit. You know what I
Punisher, he kills people. He seems like he's okay, right?
Yeah, he brought
now.
Spider-Man. Clearly, he gives a shit about Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's helping us save Spider-Man's life, so he can't be that bad.
It's just one of those things where like we don't really have any complaints, so like I'm just trying to like give like
Oh yeah, there's plenty of stuff to nitpick.
exactly
Yeah.
like I'm trying
It's not perfect,
Exactly, I'm trying to find like obviously.
but it is
nothing
pretty. It is pretty airtight.
Yeah.
like I can't
And pretty
really,
close to
I can't really
perfect.
think about many plot holes in this
Literally.
film.
Something
you
I wanted to
say-
like add to, because I've mentioned it earlier with like Bruce Banner's character and how they kind of went about him.
Yeah.
And it's not a complaint. This is actually something I really liked. We got Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
Briefly,
And like
Very
they
briefly.
made me actually like Professor Hulk for a bit. And not that I didn't I'm one of the few people who think Professor Hulk is fine, but I also
You liked how he was used better in this.
I think he was used really well in this,
Even though he's
and
not
I
even in it
also
much.
love that it reverts back to, very naturally kind of reverts back to
well, this is
Savage
one of the
Hulk.
first.
Savage Hulk.
Maybe
right?
that. I don't know if this was the reason, or maybe it was just a tiny part of it for you. But like, I really liked that. Like, I feel like with Hulk for a while now, it's like, what is his fucking deal? Mm-hmm. Like, we saw Professor Hulk
in Endgame,
He seemed like he was stuck as Professor Hulk, and then he was Banner again.
but also wasn't really like upset about that.
Yeah, and then he was Banner again, and we were like, how does he Banner again? I thought he was Professor Hulk. And then in one of the things, they finally showed he has this device or something. We're like, what the fuck is this device?
Yep.
And then like this was the first thing where like and I could be wrong. Maybe it was in She-Hulk or something too. They addressed it more also, but like I can't remember. And I didn't even hate She-Hulk too, as you guys know.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was amazing, but I didn't hate it. But like this seemed like they just like finally explained those things in a way that wasn't like over explaining it, but like showed that like he has this device that's what keeps him from becoming Hulk or Professor Hulk, and I just felt like it finally gave us answers that we kind of needed for a bit.
I also like like how he was resisting her at one point.
Yeah,
when he was like, "Get out!"
Yeah,
he's like grabbing his head. I was like, "Oh shit!" Even she was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, I'm sure that's Banner being so used to having somebody in his head that he has to fight off all the time that he's like uniquely. Also, not the first time someone's mind controlled him into being Hulk. Yeah, so I'm sure he was pretty fucking mad.
Yeah, I'm sure he was pissed about that.
Do you think like any of it had to do with like how Ultron?
It's actually the third time that's happened to him, basically.
Oh, really?
Because like Loki doesn't mind control him in Avengers 2012, but he does intentionally make him Hulk out. Yeah. To be a problem for everybody, and then Scarlet Witch does it in Age of Ultron, and then
that's right. So Scarlet Witch, not Ultron, but it was in Age of Ultron. I love the use of Hulk in this too. Not in as much as Punisher, but still effective use of the character and like great action scene, great with the Hulk Spider-Man stuff, great scenes with the Peter.
Oh, you're gonna get a bigger gun? What are you gonna do? Tickle him to death? Like when she's checking the security cameras and like Frank and Peter are just standing there like. Yeah, they're just like yelling at each other, like arguing. Yeah, their bickering was fucking great.
Yeah, it really was like they said of like the like big brother, little brother kind of like energy almost. And like I was like wondering how well that was gonna work when they said that, and I was like, oh, this is so good. It's just like I'm loving all.
The moment he was on screen, the moment he hits Spider-Man with his van. Like, and just is like on screen, you know what I mean? That's the first time we see him. It's like literally like,
and it completely works. That's not the first time they've interacted. Like you're kind of just being dropped into. This is I don't know interaction number 10 or whatever. But
throwing us into the juice.
It's like that's awesome. It actually worked really well.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? You're so right about that because it's like cool. We're gonna see Frank and Peter meet. They're gonna like dislike each other. Blah blah blah.
I don't need it.
It's already established.
We don't need paranoid Frank not trusting this person he just met, which obviously would be the case. We've gotten it
so many times. We actually saw a new side of Frank in this, and a new side of Peter.
Yeah,
and it's good writing because they told us everything we needed to know about their relationship in like 2 lines of dialogue as soon as Frank was introduced in the film.
Yeah,
boom, boom, like. You just immediately knew, okay, so this is what their relationship is like. And then he's like always bringing up the fucking Staten Island thing. And I'm like, what the hell? I love when films do that, when they refer to an incident. Let me ask you
something. If a man saves another man's life.
they're both yelling at MJ, and she's just like...
I just want to go home.
What does that sound like to you? What does that sound like to you? Oh, we're going to go talk about that again. Oh, no, what do you think? What do you think?
Actually ask MJ.
Is there any other... spoiler things? I guess we didn't fully talk about. We talked about how Jean is the villain, but we didn't.
Lonnie Lincoln in Boomerang.
True.
In the fucking the there was so like I guess people were expecting it to be a little more intense, but I'm glad we just got what we got, where it's like a montage of Peter's like crime fighting throughout like the last couple years, and it's like we get some like every single classic villain that he fights is like. A comic book cover, like I think that's what you were talking about, like fan service.
The audience too, unlike that Avatar Aang movie we saw, where they kind of try to fake you out who the villain's gonna be.
Yeah,
and like
because everyone knew that Tombstone was gonna be in it.
Exactly. So like, and since the main villain was a mystery,
everyone thought it might be Tombstone.
Is it Tombstone? Is it gonna be?
No, he's in the movie for 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
In the very beginning, but it looks awesome.
But it's like that's
they
cool.
They gave him his fucking teeth.
Yeah,
they gave him his fucking like sharp ass teeth.
We didn't know who the main villain was gonna be going into this, and ultimately it worked well. Even though we knew it was Jean, even though we know Sadie Sink was Jean Grey, we didn't know she was going to be the main villain.
As soon as it wasn't Tombstone, and then people started getting mind controlled, I actually kind of knew what was coming. As soon as he went, everyone be careful. This person's armed and dangerous. Like when he was going to open the tank, as soon as he said that, I was like, they're not going to be.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be some random person. It was an old woman. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Well, I think they showed that in the trailer too.
Well,
the old woman.
Oh, also the thing we should probably address is like, you know, we're kind of wrong in saying that Sadie's the main villain because it ultimately gets revealed.
It's actually
that
Tramell Tillman's character.
Yeah,
whatever the head of Wexler or something.
Yeah, I feel like they don't even say they don't even say his name.
Mexer.
That wasn't even a great twist either, in my opinion. I guess if I'm going to be critical,
he was going to be a fucking villain.
I literally looked at Morgan at one point.
He
went,
has the hand
damage
working
control
for him, and it's like,
guys,
yeah,
no way.
Literally.
Like, come on.
It's always damage control. They're always bad guys.
Peter's like, he lied to me, and it's like, no shit, he lied to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
dude's clearly a bad guy.
I had a coworker named Sarah, and I guess she must have been.
Yeah.
All right.
Great excuse, bud.
Bullshit, but okay, dude.
But like, I guess that's another thing where it's not really a minus, I feel like, from any of us. But like you just said, it's like, that was kind of predictable. That's predictable. You don't know he's going to be the main villain, but you know this guy is, something's up with him.
Especially when he was like giving like Peter the tour of damage control, and he was like, well, you know,
there's this vault.
I think it was pretty much the weakest part of the film, in my opinion, was maybe his character.
One thing I did like, the VMAX red herring.
Oh, that was great.
Where they kept making you think that was going to be something really important.
Or something in the vault
it was
or
a
something.
fucking fan that her sister saw in the room they were keeping her in.
So I guess ultimately that vault that like you maybe thought it was just containing behind there.
Yeah.
Did he just have that vault literally just to like keep himself safe if like people literally broke in there and stuff? Because he was in there, remember?
It's literally just a fucking safety vault.
Yeah. It's literally just a safety vault.
Like a panic room.
Yep. Which is funny because he was still just a dick about it though, and just was like, "Oh, I can't tell you what that is." Like, sorry, bud. It's like,
but then he hits him. But then he hits him afterwards with like the VMAX shit. He's like, "Oh, you know, that's superhero stuff. Just some things I can't tell you."
It's like you couldn't have just told Spider-Man or Peter that's just a safe.
Well, that should have been the first hint that he wasn't
truthful.
That he wasn't a very trustworthy guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because he just lied to him about that. Because he doesn't trust Spider-Man either. Like, I mean, Gene even pointed out like he had an anti-Spider-Man task force. At the go, just in case he ever got out of line.
Which I think is the first time we've heard them say task force, which is like, isn't that actually like in Insomniac games, like what they call? Like the
Task Force X.
Yeah.
But I guess in a way it does kind of do that Avatar Aang thing where like we said with that movie, you know who the villain's gonna be. That guy ultimately does end up being the main villain. What's the actor's name?
Tramell Tillman.
Tramell Tillman's character from Severance, right?
Severance, and he was in the last Mission Impossible too.
Oh, really? I don't remember him in that.
He was the submarine commander.
He wasn't a bad character. I just think it was very predictable. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do it. The actor did fine.
I love Tramell Tillman.
We need that, though. We need those characters to exist sometimes.
But what I was going to say, like, not to keep bringing up the Avatar, but, like, the difference is, like, that character in the Avatar movie does end up being the main villain with a lot of focus and screen time for that character. Tramell Tillman's character, he is the main villain, but the focus was still mainly on Gene.
Yep.
And like, so it was just more effective that like, even though he is the main villain, there's not like a huge focus on him.
And Gene ultimately still continued being a villain.
Yeah.
Even after the reveal.
Yep.
Up until the very last moment, essentially.
Yep. And then we didn't talk about that either, how
she had
in the end,
power explosion.
But then also in the end, she does end up kind of becoming a hero, or like,
or at the very least, is like on the path.
Yeah,
they show her taking a bus out to like the New York countryside, and where is Xavier's school?
Yeah, I guess that is kind of
it's in the New York countryside,
but without like just showing the mansion like you would maybe expect them.
But that's where it is.
Yeah,
it's out in like Western New York.
No, that's a good point.
Yep.
I didn't even fucking think about that.
I wasn't thinking about that either.
Yep.
I just figured, she's on a bus, but like maybe that's why she was smiling too. She's like, maybe I'm going to a place where people are like me and stuff like that.
We'll see Bill Skarsgård because apparently he's Professor X.
Interesting.
Did you see that?
I've heard
that was the same leak that people said that
I heard Patrick Wilson might be Professor X potentially too.
The same leak that said Adam Driver was going to be Magneto.
Was going to be
no, he's Wolverine.
Charlie. I actually heard Patrick Stewart was going to be Professor X.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah. A little old, but I think he'd do a good job.
They should get Ian McKellen as Magneto.
That'd be sick.
That'd be fucking so
They've
awesome.
never
Jackman
done that
as
before.
Wolverine.
They've never done that.
That's a good one.
And he's kind of like not.
Channing Tatum was Gambit.
He's not really known too much, but like James Marsden as Cyclops would be pretty dope too.
Can you believe? Shut the fuck up. Can you believe we're actually getting Shang-Chi versus Gambit and fucking Doomsday?
Oh, that's gonna be so hype.
That was the most random shit. I remember seeing that trailer and being like, "Whoa, whoa!"
I don't believe any of it. I still go under the assumption that everything they're showing me for Doomsday is
Hey, the
all
Spider-Man
bullshit.
trailers were 100% truthful. But
Not entirely though. Like the hands being like big in it. Like I thought they were gonna be even bigger.
all I
like,
mean is every shot that was in the Spider-Man trailers was in the movie.
Yeah.
They didn't
Is there,
actually fabricate any shots.
Okay.
Is there any other final thoughts you guys kind of have? Because I feel like
we've covered a
this
lot.
movie just has us so excited.
We've basically just been talking about the future of the MCU.
Yeah, like we've been
which
talking
is
about
like,
it,
yeah.
like past
Yeah.
stuff, like future stuff.
Sorry,
you know?
everybody. This is a review that's a little all over the
We're
place.
nerding out.
But
We're
that's all.
nerding out.
But literally, that's all.
We're fresh processing this movie.
That
though.
tells you
Yes,
everything you need to
so-
know.
No, that's what I was
Go
going to
see
say
the
too.
movie.
Is like
It's got us so
when it
excited
has
for
you
the
that
future.
excited,
Yeah.
Or
Hopefully,
a movie
you won't be disappointed.
like I'm trying to think of
you're
like one of
like-
the last things that we saw that like makes you want to watch like that series again or something like that. You know what I mean?
It's been a while.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Even the last Mission Impossible didn't really do that for me.
no, same.
I mean, I watch those movies a lot just because I love them all, but like nothing has evoked this feeling of excitement in me.
You know
in a
what's
long
the
time.
last thing I can think of, but it probably wasn't the last thing though, but it's just the thing popping in my mind was like Furiosa or something like
Yeah,
that.
with Mad
where it's
Max.
like,
Yeah, that's
man,
true.
that makes me want to watch
Yeah.
like
Fury Road again, yeah.
and the
Yeah.
Mad Max movies again.
So it's a caliber of Furiosa.
Yeah, it's like something
That's a
like
big
that.
compliment.
When it's like that's a big compliment for a movie when you're like, man, that just makes me want to watch all these movies again, or like this makes me want to see it again, watch all the movies.
I definitely want to see it again.
I'm excited for the future. So high praise from all of us.
Absolutely.
And like as you guys know, we usually have 2 people on these reviews a lot of the time. So like the fact that there's 3 on this one today, and all 3 of us are like unanimously, and then also everyone we saw it with, like there was
The theater clapped like 7 times.
that was
Yeah.
the longest I
Seriously.
think that people
It was like an
clapped
ovation.
at the end of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
during
the end actually,
it was
they
actually
clapped,
for
I
like
was
a minute.
Wow,
during the
people
main
are,
on end like title credits, like people were clapping for like 20 seconds
I know.
straight.
I was very surprised by that too.
Yeah,
I was
like
one
30
of
or
them.
40 seconds
Yeah.
straight that people clapped, maybe even like a minute. I was like, damn, that was actually a bit that people clapped at the end of that.
I feel like,
that's a
I
great
feel like the
sign.
audience score is going to be like a 99%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great sign.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, don't believe the shit you're seeing online of like, which it's not even a bad, like, oh, it has an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like that's not bad.
No.
Just because something's not a 10 out of 10 doesn't mean that it's bad.
And like for
and
some
also
people,
go
it's
form
not
your own
gonna
opinion.
go work. Like some people, it's not gonna work. Some people, it's going to work.
And if you're a huge Spider-Man fan in any degree, you're gonna eat this shit up.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat this up like candy.
Yep.
It is like such a love letter to Spider-Man. Like just that couple minute intro scene with all the comic book covers that they replicate, introducing some of his iconic fucking Boomerang is one of the
really
villains.
pulling like from the best of the
Which is one of his first villains.
aspects of each film. Like you even get a little bit of
You get more
the
on May.
You get a little bit of Andrew
That
Garfield
too.
reference.
That was great.
with catching MJ
Yeah,
again.
with MJ
That was
falling,
awesome.
like
that was
Gwen.
scary. I thought that was gonna end badly.
And like they even fake you out with like for a second of thinking, oh, like
Because
did
you know
she
his
get
webs
hurt?
haven't really been working up until that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then she's unconscious, but you are like, oh, is she dead? Or like, did she fucking hit her head or something like she did? So like, I don't really like those movies, but I think we've talked about like, that's probably the best scene in the Andrew Garfield ones though, was like, I did not, when I saw Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that shit had me shook to this day.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they actually had the balls to kill off
It's
Gwen
not
Stacy
a very
like
good
that.
movie.
That was insane.
I'd say both of his movies aren't very good
But that
movies.
scene-
That shit hit. That scene
But that
hits.
scene, you're like, oh, like,
Especially
I
when
wasn't
the-
expecting them to kill
very
her.
shocking.
Especially when the music turns off and he's like fucking, you hear him breathing as he's jumping
Yeah.
between the debris
And the
trying
way
to get
that
to her.
like
The head.
the like
The
hits
web
the
turns
ground.
almost like a
turns into like a
hand.
hand and
Yeah.
like tries to grab.
No, that was a good scene, and like
Talk about a diamond in a pile of shit, dude.
No, so it pulls from all. It's like I said, it's pulling from all the best elements. It's like even though those aren't that good, that's the best scene. They pull from that. They're pulling from
Pull
that.
that,
and there's
pull
a
that
couple
diamond
other-
out of the pile of shit,
Yeah.
rinse it off, and put it in your pile.
Toby
not the
with
Toby. Yeah, the mask. I was
Yeah, the
just about to say the
mask.
same
Yeah.
thing.
You know, it's not
That's not
upside
a
down.
shitty movie,
And
but
the
like
suit.
Yeah,
that's like taking from the same thing.
best elements.
This is
Yeah,
like the
more really memorable elements.
Also, like the only MCU film where he doesn't change suits like 7 times.
Yes.
Like he just stays in the classic red and blue black striped Spidey suit,
which looked
whole
awesome.
movie, which looked amazing. It's one of probably my second favorite live action Spidey suit besides Toby.
I love the
and
Empire State Building, like turning the lights on red and blue too. It was a very sweet moment.
That was another thing. One more thing to talk about is like that part of the film. I feel like there's just so much to talk about and so much I'm excited for. I forgot, but I loved showing how like he had truly become like the heart of New York.
Yeah.
At that point, because
Totally.
like he was in the hospital and like you could see like they were showing like news clips and like the Empire State Building turning red and blue. Yeah, fucking Frank.
And once
Just
again,
Frank losing his mind.
They kind of
like
got
being
me.
Spider-Man for a little bit.
Oh yeah, we gotta address that moment
He was
too.
so good, dude. That was so.
That was like
I got a
probably
plan. Whatever you want to get out of
That's
here.
got to change his
debatably
mentality too.
the
Be
funniest
like,
scene
people
in the
love,
movie.
love this kid because
Like,
of who he is.
Seeing
and,
him
like,
on the
what he
other,
does.
seeing him from the fans' point of view, and then cutting to inside and just hearing him roar and shit.
Dude.
I
I
made the
laughed
bad
so
decision
hard.
of going.
Right when that happened, the switch changed.
And then they cut, and I was like, and like I literally had to put my arm over my mouth. I was like,
fucking spit
oh,
taped,
no. I'm gonna spit on our friend sitting right in front of us.
But that did a lot to convince me, like, because it already seemed like, you know, he's working with the police. Everyone on the streets knows him, so obviously it's like he's like Spider-Man 2 levels of like Toby being famous
Or
in that
3 or whatever when they have in the parades and stuff too.
Getting
and
the key to the city and shit. So like, like they already did that, but then especially like the show of support that like all of New York had for him, like when he was hospitalized, was really cool to see.
Yeah.
I think with Punisher too, like how you can't devolve that character from this point. Like you can't go back on the lesson he learned in this movie.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I'm interested to see because it's like. And that's
Clearly,
what I was
this
saying
isn't
of,
the
like,
last time we're going to see John Bernthald's
literally.
Punisher.
Like next, if he gets like another season, or if he shows up in like Daredevil, or if he shows up in like another movie, or like a standalone project, or like a special, like
I think they still have to. I think the best way forward would to be like obviously he still has to kill.
Yeah.
But like as we've known him to be so far, he's pretty kill crazy. Like where like that's just solution to everything.
Yeah.
And I think like the best path forward would be like obviously if it's Kingpin or like some fucking drug dealer or like some real piece of shit, he'll probably still kill them or want to kill them.
Yeah.
But like people like maybe he'll think twice about doing that now. And also like
or
just with other people
or just focus more on like helping people.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just killing crooks.
Yeah. That too.
We'll see.
But I'd be okay with that as long as they don't give him a sword like
Punisher,
they did a couple of years ago or whatever the fuck. And he's
Punisher
the leader
Van,
of the Hand.
Punisher Van was sick to see in live action. I wish he used it a little bit more, but still badass. Yeah. That's all I really have to say.
Yeah.
Spidey and Punisher teaming up against Hulk. Peak.
Yup.
Savage Hulk. Peak.
You just don't want to fight Hulk, do you?
I guess so. Like he's not even fucking like lie, which is just funny because it's like, yes, like he's crazy, but at least he's not a fucking idiot. Like he realizes he's punching way above his weight like that.
When this comes out, we need a gif of like that part when like fucking it was like Frank and he goes in there and like Hulk did something and he was like holy shit or like you remember that or whatever? And he was like, holy shit or whatever. I was dying at that part too, like just Frank's reaction to the Hulk.
It was the thunderclap.
Oh, it was that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because when Spidey goes flying. Yeah.
It was just so good. Like, can't recommend this enough.
Seriously.
I really want to see it again.
Go support your local theater.
Yeah, go support your local theater. And thank you for supporting us.
Yes.
As always, guys. We love you guys.
Happy Artie Day.
You want to read us off, Dan?
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this
Up
one.
above your head.
And
shit.
We're going to read you off now of the usuals.
Don't forget Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify.
Don't forget to go find us on YouTube at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV Studios, Facebook at retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV, Instagram 2 Pose in a Pod or Borgesinel and Grill TV Official, on X, formerly known as Twitter, retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV, TikTok retro-TAINMENT and Grill TV. Also, listen to the 2 Pose in a Pod on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Pocket Casts, and Spotify.
That's it.
it.
And go see Spider-Man.
Yes.
4.
All right, guys.
Thanks, y'all.
We'll see you on the next one.
Russo!
Thanks for nerding out with us, Red.
Let me tell you something.
Bye, Pose.
Peace.